Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Nick Casanova. Welcome to the CASA Course. I am your teacher. Today we're talking about home inspections and just the process, what to expect. So grab your pen, paper, class is in session. Okay, the home inspection. So the home inspection is just another contingency. However, I will say it's kind of one of the most powerful contingency in the sense, or most beneficial to the buyer for multiple reasons. And so in this scenario, let's just say we have a 5-day home inspection contingency. That means we have to do our due diligence within 5 days before the home inspection contingency is satisfied or not satisfied. So within those 5 days, what can you do as a buyer? Well, what we do is we get a home inspector, a licensed home inspector, and a sewer scope inspector. With these old homes, you definitely want to take a look at the sewer line. So we have these inspections. We try to get them in as soon as possible so that we can get the results of those inspections. And if the inspectors say, hey, we recommend follow up by, a licensed electrician, a licensed roofer, a licensed plumber, whatever, based off their findings, then within those 5 days, we can bring in contractors to get us bids. Right now in this market, contractors are all super busy, so we have to try our best to stay ahead of the game so that we can even do that. Because sometimes if we can't get them in within those 5 days, though you are able to extend another 5 days just to get those contractors in, at the end of the day, sometimes you have to rely on that inspection report. They're just what you have found out. So now we have the inspection. The inspection's done. We received a bid on the roof. The roof needs to be replaced. What now? So today's day 5. We're going to submit our response. We submit our response utilizing the 35R, and now it's in the hands of the seller. The seller takes a look at it, and the seller has a few options. They can just 100% agree to it and say, hey, we will do the repair. They can say no and just say, hey, we're not going to do anything, or they can offer their own set of remedies. They can say, hey, I'll do the repair, but I want to utilize my own contractor, or they'll say, hey, I want to just give you a credit towards your closing costs. So there's a few different, they can offer their own set of remedies. So at that point, they pick one of those three options, and then they send their response back utilizing the 35R once again. So now it's back into the buyer's lap. At this point, we, the buyer, have the last say. At no point during this process does the seller have the opportunity to unilaterally walk away. Only the buyer always has the last say. So now we have it back in our lap, and let's just say the buyer said no, they don't want to do anything. Okay, so now we have it back. Now, even though the seller said no, you have one of two options. You can still offer up another set of remedies, but you have to get like a verbal agreement prior to initialing and prior to resubmitting, because this is the last negotiation. You can only go back and forth 3 times. So this is it. So you got to get it right. Or even though the seller said no, you can just say, okay, seller, like basically who cares? I'm still going to buy the house, sign off, let's move forward. And so at that point, now you're, we're mutual when it comes to the inspection period. So that's essentially the inspection period and what consists during that time. Basically, long story short, in those 5 days, we have to do our due diligence. It's about us collecting information so that you, the buyer, can make a calculated decision whether you want to move forward or not, or if moving forward is contingent on a new roof or a credit or whatever. But during this time, all we're doing is gathering information so that you can make a calculated decision. And then the only risk, the only financial risk is you're paying for those inspections. $400 for the home inspection, about $225 for the sewer scope. And sometimes to get bids, you have to pay out just like a bid fee, whether that's $100. And sometimes that's applicable to the cost if you utilize that bid. But that's, for the most part, it's like a $650 cost in regards to inspections. So that's what you can inspect if you get an inspection on a home. Outside of that, yeah, that's kind of it. So I hope that was helpful. Don't get too stressed when it comes to doing the inspection. Be stoked. The fact that you even have the opportunity to do an inspection is amazing. So be grateful. It's some people say, hey, I don't want to spend the $600. $600 might save you $40,000. Whether that's needing foundation work, whether that's needing a new sewer line, whatever. It's the best $600 you'll probably ever spend. So do it. Do not waive inspections, okay?